reminder, if you have any questions for Bailey, just hit the raise hand icon and I'll call on you one by one. And we'll start things with Robert.
Hey Bailey, could you talk about the anticipation and excitement leading up to your first time playing in a conference series at home?
Um, I kind of just live for like the excitement and softball and stuff like that, and so it being our first like SEC game at home, I'm just super excited for it and play in front of our fans who are completely awesome, and I'm just super hyped for it.
I'll go on to Katie.
Hey Bailey, since we haven't gotten to talk to y'all since, can you just kind of take us through that at bat against Auburn in the last game? Your team's down late. You don't have a lot of at bats left. Just kind of what were you looking for and what did you see on that home run? Obviously, kind of been hot all weekend, but just kind of take us through that at bat.
Well, I was kind of struggling in the beginning of the game with pitch selection and everything, so I was just looking for something on the inner half, like a little bit higher, which is exactly what I got. And right before I stepped up into the box, and I looked at Murph and I looked at Bailey, and Bailey was just over there cheering and smiling at me, and I just smiled back at her. And at that point, I knew something good was going to happen with her excitement and everything, and that's something I live for, like being in that moment. And so I was just excited, and once I hit it, I knew it was gone, and I didn't think about like runners on base. I was just trying to get something out there and in the outfield to get at least one runner across. So, yeah.
All right, we'll go on to Brett.
Hey Bailey, in last week's presser, Coach Murph talked about you headed up to Iowa to watch the Tide, and then you got to see Jackie train and make the PB&Js. Kind of talk about that from what you remember. He said you might have been in third, fourth grade, so I don't know if you have too much to remember about that, but kind of speak on that.
I remember being super excited the whole entire car ride down there with my parents, and I think Illinois played before Bama did, and so we watched that game, and then we're watching Alabama, and after the game, there's like a staircase that you can stand on and like look over into the dugout. And I remember standing there with my dad, and he was like, "Bailey, look, like it's Jackie," and she was just making these peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, and it wasn't just for her, it was for the whole team. And I just thought that was like super cool. I mean, at the time I was so young, I didn't really think about it, but when my dad was explaining it to me, he was like, that's like being a team player right there, and not just doing it for the team but for the coaching staff and everyone. And I just thought that was super cool, and that was just an environment that I knew I wanted to be in and surround myself in. So
All right, we'll go back to Robert.
Bailey, you kind of touched on it a couple questions ago about pitch selection and how you struggled with that against Auburn. Well, now this weekend you go against Tennessee's Ashley Rogers, great strikeout pitcher, great rice ball. What is your mentality like going against a rice ball pitcher?
I think when I do my best, it's when I'm not thinking in the box. So just kind of going up there, and when I'm in, like before I get up to the plate, I have a game plan and everything. And then when I get in the box, just do what I do best and stick to my instincts. And like I've practiced and everything, know that I can do it. So I think just going up there with a game plan, and then when I get in the box, just doing what I do best. I think that's what I just need to do, and I need to keep doing. So.
I'll go back to Brett.
Hey Bailey, a little follow-up about that. Coach Murph also talked about earlier in the season, Jackie was able to speak with you guys over Zoom. Talk about how cool that was to kind of come full circle. And then Murph brought up that story, and talk about that.
I seriously just thought it was the coolest thing ever. Her and Haley McClinney, I've always just watched and kept up with ever since I was little, and they've played here. And so her talking to the team, I was just in awe. And even though I'm not a pitcher, I still thought it was the coolest thing ever. And then at the end, we got to go and introduce ourselves to Jackie, and I had told her about that story, and so I thought it was just pretty cool that we had a little connection there.
Go ahead, Jeff.
Now, Bailey, that story about Jackie and the sandwiches, does that give you an indication, which I'm sure you already know, that you just never know who's watching?
That's completely true. On and off the field, obviously, like you always have somebody looking up to you, whether you're just walking across the street, somebody knows you. And I've grown up with my parents telling me that my whole life, so I think it's pretty cool how I got to obviously be that person who was watching Jackie do that and just see that firsthand.
Back to Brett again.
Hey Bailey, more of a tougher question. People want to know what's your favorite jelly? No crust or crust? What's kind of the go-to PB&J for Bailey?
Honestly, I don't even like peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. I'm not a big peanut butter person, but I do like strawberry jelly. So, I mean, without the peanut butter, I'll have some strawberry jelly on a piece of bread or bagel or whatever.
If you could pick one teammate that you could think make the best PB&J, who do you think that would be?
Ooh, dang. I don't even know. I don't even know who. I've never had one from, and I've never seen anybody make them. Honestly, my gut would probably go with Montana.
All right, go ahead, Jeff.
Bailey, why have you made it look so easy as a freshman, just coming in and playing so well? What do you attribute that to?
My teammates, for sure. Going back to when I had hit that home run before I stepped in the box, Bailey was on third, and just like her smiling at me, and she doesn't even have to say anything, just her look at me and knowing that she has confidence in me in that time, that just makes me feel incredible. And I know all my teammates have my back, and everything that they say and do, whether they don't even have to say anything, just their actions, that just gives me the confidence and fills me up to be able to know that I can come through in situations and times like that.
Any other questions for Bailey? All right, if not, we'll turn it over to head coach Patrick Murphy. Thanks, Bailey.
Thank you.